You never know why you're gonna, or what part you're gonna play in something like that, and it's nice to be able to come back and do something like this.
The reunion is during a much happier time. I can walk now, but on May 22nd, I was on the side of Connecticut Street with a broken hip next to KOAM's former sports director, Steve Slivka.
And you guys were sitting back to back, and I asked if you needed a ride to the hospital, and Steve says, are you an EMT? And I was like, no, I'm an ICU nurse. And he's like, okay, then you can take us.
Steve and I joined 3 others already in Baldwin's SUV.
I saw that lady, the other lady in the car. I don't know if you remember her or not, but she was laying on top of a police car, and she was in shock. And I looked at her, and we had her leg wrapped up, but you could tell she was bleeding, and her leg was not in the same position as what it was supposed to be. And then there was a guy that came up to me and said that he said, I'm spitting up blood. And then another lady came in the car, just asked if she could go with us.
You said that we all looked the same in our faces.
Just almost expressionless and gray. Even, Steve, who wasn't hurt, and some of the other people that weren't really injured, just kind of just a peace in your face. Even though I know it was shock, it was not a scary thing that I would think that people would look like when they had shock. It was a calm.
Baldwin drove us to where she worked, Freeman Hospital.
After I had brought you here, I got a text from one of my family members saying, I'm really sorry, your dad's gone, his house is gone. So I took my phone and I put it in my car and locked my car doors and came back in and worked and just put it out of my mind at the moment because I couldn't really think about it at the time.
Baldwin later learned her father was okay.
What do you remember? I remember when I first got into the emergency room, I was on a plastic bed type thing, and they were so busy that they put me on the floor. They were checking with me, but they put me on the floor, and that's when I realized just the scope of what happened and how many people were hurt.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that no one should ever see. People dying and not knowing if they're going to die or not. People were brought in with on doors or hoods of cars and just anything flat that they could find. There was blood everywhere. There was people designated just to clean up blood that night.
I remember when they gave me morphine,
yeah.
The nurse said, we can't give you too much because we have to ration.
And the thing is it was exactly the same until 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. It was non-stop, people being brought in. I tried to set an IV and couldn't, for whatever reason. I'm usually pretty good at it, but I couldn't, so I decided that was somebody else's role, and I just went back out to triaging people right at the entrance, and I would pick people up.
One thing that I remember too, before you left, you walked by my room, you checked in, and you said, I'm leaving now, I wish you all the best, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
I always remember that because you took ownership of me,
yeah.
And of the other people I know too.
Yeah, I know I felt like I felt responsible whether or not you guys were getting the best care or not, and every time I went by your room I'd check in and just see how you guys were doing and see if you got some pain medicine.
After getting that pain medicine and x-rays, I was taken by ambulance to Miami. The reunion for Baldwin and I makes us reflect on both the horror and blessings of that day.
Sometimes bad things happen so that good things can come from them, and that's usually the case, but you don't want to experience the bad in order to experience the good, but I really think that more good will come from this.
Baldwin is not only someone I know of in my life, but will always be a part of my life.
I'm really just blessed that I got to be a part of you guys getting out of there and the treatment that you needed, and so yeah, I think that I will never forget any of you guys.